What's happening? My name is Trey, and today I'm going to be reacting to an interesting clip that's been making rounds throughout the internet by Ebony K. Williams. I believe she caused some controversy a while back ago, but I think recently she had some interesting things to say on this panel. I think it's called Madame War. I think it's one of those like The View type shows, which yeah, whatever. But anyway, we'll get to the video. Before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get this channel bumping. So anyway, let's get started.
You're going to encounter problems that are going to result in microaggressions, just like the fissures are going to kind of show up in the relationship, but it's going to be a lot of unsaid things. Insecurities, you know what I'm saying? Like, why, like, listen, in a perfect world, Miss CEO of Xerox, she falls in love with a bus driver and everything works out well. But in reality, probably not.
Okay, before I get started, I think I have to say this. So it seems like this whole show is called Listen to Black Women. Seems like it's a series. But anywho, anytime you get a panel full of women, just know that shit's going straight to hell. It is going straight to hell. Whatever conversation, discussion they're having, women do not know what they're talking about. I'm sorry, but anyway, it seems like the first thing they're discussing is like microaggressions. Okay, now I remember. So this woman, Ebony K. Williams, I think she caused some controversy. I think she said something about she'll never date a bus driver because of how much money she makes. And to be honest, I don't know why that caused controversy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a normal point by her. And well, now that I look at her, she looks really good, man. She looks really good, really cute. I wonder how old she is. Yeah, she's really good looking woman. Let me keep going.
Really the crux of the issue, which is that people want to sit on platforms, social media, radio and television and the like, and they want to pretend as if we live in a society, particularly in this nation, that doesn't have class, socioeconomic distinction.
Exactly.
Let's just start from that point.
Yeah.
We want to pretend that we live in this kumbaya society where, quote, everyone's the same. Stop cap. Stop cap.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She's actually making sense. Dang. Okay, hold on. I may have judged, especially her, way too soon. But I completely agree. There are different classes, and the thing I hate is we have to act like we're all like the same people. We're not. We're not. Like, people have different habits. Like, people have different traditions. And that's fine. Like, I know for me personally, more often than not, I do not want to engage in lower class like activity. Does that make me an elitist? I don't know. Like, I don't mind sticking to stuff that I was raised with, doing like stuff that that I don't deem low class things, low class stuff. So no, I definitely agree with her.
It's very
It's
true.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. Like
very
we need
true.
to be clear. And it's not, for me, it's never about being better than, which I think is how a lot of that was framed. I've been
Yes.
very clear. My mother drove Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools bus for many years to make sure that I had everything that I needed. And from that, and if I bought a bus driver home to Gloria, she would smack the black off of me. Because her point is I put you in position to go get it at a different and yes, higher level.
And your mother had sense. She definitely had sense. Yeah, and another thing, like, why, like, pretending like we're all in the same class annoys me is, like, if you do that, then it's almost like you have to condone degeneracy, condone, I'm gonna say, like, ratchet behavior. You need just a little bit of classism. And again, like she said, it's not I'm better than you, or yeah, you can't like approach me, you can't touch me. It's just about like setting a standard and also like bettering yourself, your family. So no, your mother, She spoke truth there.
So why, and let me tell you something else I know about women who show up in success and financially and this, that, and the third, and then they try to act as if we're all the same, and they do date, you know, men that maybe are differently positioned financially or educationally or otherwise. They are typically resented. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. The women I know that build men, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because we've all done it. That's truth be told. In my first marriage, I paid the bills. Let's be clear. I'm not speaking hypothetically. I'm speaking from experience. I was a lawyer dating a grad student. Who do you think was running them bills?
Right.
Let's.
Woo-hoo. Oh, she got tired of that shit. Just the way she's talking about it, like you could just feel just shivers going through her body. Man, like I'm sorry, but I feel like till the end of time, women, they do not want to be backpacking a relationship. They do not want to have to carry. They want to be able to look up to a man. Like look at her. Like she said she is a lawyer. And yeah, like the higher your like more money you make, the higher your status is. Like, and if you're just like a regular old normal dude, like a peasant, like it's like a woman, they can only take so much before they just completely lose their minds. Like obviously she did.
Hey, let's stop it. And what I felt, y'all, was I appreciate the lifestyle I get to live with you, but I hate you for it.
Yeah.
But I hate you for it.
Yes.
I hate that I got to have my hand out when I want to go get these new kicks. I hate that I have to ask in a way about, well, where are we going on vacation and what does my contribution look like? Because I'm not running shop the way I really want to run shop, as most men really like to lead their household.
Right.
Exactly. And so when I was talking about Miss CEO of Xerox, I'm saying, what is the problem with a woman of that stature? The amount of time that she's invested, not into her, you know, schooling, but her profession, into her life, building herself up. Why shouldn't she feel like she should be equally yoked? Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
No, I get it. I completely understand. I feel like it's just in a woman's nature, you know. Again, they don't want to be backpacking a relationship. Like it almost gets to the point where if like a man's just not able to contribute like at all or barely, like they start looking at you like a child. And once women start looking at you like a child, that what's the word I'm looking for? That cave starts drying up. So yeah, like you can just see the disgust and like all these. I assume all of them are successful. But yeah, like you just see the disgust like in these women when like just when it comes to sacrificing, when it comes to like settling down, like when it comes to settling down, women, especially successful women, they do not want that at all.
You know, and then it's always the reverse card.
True.
Well, when men are titans of industries, do they go looking for equally yoked, et cetera, et cetera? No, because they're probably not going to go find it. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Lord, take the wheel.
Yeah. Well, they also want somebody that's going to follow them around and do what they want them to do.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Titans of industry are looking for women who are not going to say, I'm sorry, my schedule is
Correct.
is
Exactly.
They need a woman who is going to be at their beck and call, who is going to be available for everything, who's going to have the kids, raise them,
Yes.
and just be available for them.
Would you ever do something like that, Al?
What?
Pay all the bills? Like, would you take care?
She's too cute.
Like, say he's like a stay-at-home dad, and he's taking care of the kids, and you are the breadwinner. Are you okay with taking care of all the bills?
Man, hell no. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely stay-at-home dads, but I'm sorry, like especially for successful women, like I'm saying in general, just constantly every day seeing your husband like not work, not quote unquote provide, like that's gonna decay like one, their attractiveness towards you, and like two, respect. I'm sorry, but it's hard for a woman to respect a guy that they look down upon. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not saying that a guy has to always make more money than them. Like I feel like, I don't know, a woman makes $300,000 and a guy makes $200,000. That's no big deal, to be honest. Like I think that's fine. But I think like what these women are talking about is if a guy, I don't know, bus driver, let's go bus driver, like they're not down with that. I'm sorry, they're not down with that.
No.
There would have to be there would have to be circumstances for that to, like, what's the issue?
Man, just say no. Just say no. She's trying to explain things, but she's like, hell no.
Why aren't you working?
Yes, why aren't you working?
She's saying, put another way, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Make it make
and
sense.
if it doesn't make sense, it's a no.
Now, what do y'all think about this, though, when the man does work and then he's never there?
Well, personally, I'm fine with it because the Bible says you're supposed to provide. But that's just me. I'm also
like,
not.
are the lights on?
I believe in provision.
I have to give them credit. I feel like they're being honest. Like a lot of women, they just be BSing. I feel like they're being like honest and like somewhat telling the truth. And like Ibani said, I'm sorry, like she looks good. I'm sorry. She looks really good. She looks really good. Is she married or is she in a relationship? Again, like how old is she? Let me find out how old. Let me see. She's 40 years old. Wow. I dig. But anywho, what was I talking about? Yeah, like she said, like she mentioned how she doesn't have to see her man all the time. And I can see that. Like just being in the position of provider, that I can't explain it any simpler, but that's how women like to view their man. They like to view their man at I would say kind of like a pedestal. They just basically look above. They rather look above than look down. Which yeah, you can see that.
Out there.
Yeah.
Right, because somebody does have to go get it. And just to show you I'm consistent on this, I have friends who were raised in more affluent childhoods and backgrounds than I was, where they had two parents in the home, one personal friend, both of her parents were doctors, and her mother, who was a pediatrician, was never around. And she went to a private school, and she'd be like, Mommy, you know, this is bullshit, because all my other friends' moms are on the field trips, and where are you? And in my house, that's like so crazy, because I had a single mom who was working 3 or 4 jobs, driving a school bus, also getting paid at the time $25 an hour. I'm talking about in the 90s at UPS. Shout out to UPS. And all these things. So my expectation was that she wouldn't be around.
Right.
Because I understood at a young age, to your point, Elle, you can't have both at the same time.
Yeah.
Someone cannot be taking care of your lived expenses and be up in your face. So which one do you value more? Like mama can't be making Lunchables and on the field trips if she's going to get it.
Yeah.
To make sure that I can have the things I need to succeed in life.
This is interesting. Just by taking a glance at her childhood. So she was raised by a single mother. And I guess if I had to just base off of that, I feel like that for her, I feel like that caused her to be like super like hyper like independent. Just seeing her mom work 2 to 3 jobs, which is amazing. Yeah, I feel like that probably influenced the way she like grew up and being like super hyper independent, being super ambitious, super driven. And as you can see, she's a freaking attorney. And those are really good like personal goals. And it seems like she accomplished a lot, to be honest. But I can see how, just going back to her first husband, how if that man's not living up to the way she views herself, yeah, that man's gonna get kicked to the curb.
Same thing with my husband. My husband can't be up in my face, sitting on the couch with me watching Netflix if I need somebody to send these kids to private school.
Yeah.
If I need somebody to make sure that we have our mortgage paid, not our rent paid, our mortgage paid. So I'm very much okay. Baby, go to work.
So you'll be okay with him being gone for...
Bye-bye.
Really?
I love you. Go get it. And that's what I want men to understand about most black women that I know. Most of us, contrary to popular belief, don't just want a man. We want the man that we want. We want a man that we desire.
Woo-hoo. Man, she's not playing around, man. Like, basically, they're not settling, man. They can be 40, they can be 50, 60, 70 with cats. They don't give a damn. If you're not basically working on her level, she's gonna be disgusted with you. And that also brings the question, like for her, like I think it's obvious that she probably makes like a shit ton of money. Like the more well off, the more high status you are, the more successful you are as a woman. Like, damn, doesn't that make it harder for you to find that exact guy? Because like the higher like income you make, like less guys are up there. And I get the point about oh, I'm not settling. Like you better be that guy. But damn, there's not a lot of guys who like they're basically looking for a 0.1% guy, which it's a very interesting situation that occurs for a very successful woman. Let's keep going.
We want a man that we're actually attracted to, physically, emotionally, psychologically, intellectually. And if you're not that, you know what I mean?
A whole lot right nowadays.
It is a lot to ask.
Damn. I wonder if I'm good enough for your body, man. Man, she asking for a lot, man. But I don't know. I'm willing to put my name in the bucket, Bonnie. So I don't know if I'll meet the standards, but I'll give it a try.
And
It's not a lot to ask.
I actually think it is.
No, I swear to God, everybody trying to convince us that we need to accept the bare minimum needs to go somewhere. No, that is not a lot to ask. I swear to God, the bar's in hell.
No, but I agree with you because
I
if
just
they
don't
have
want
all
it.
that,
Was
they
the
want
end of my
low.
point.
Yeah, they want
so
someone
if you're not all of those things, if I don't desire you, I really don't want you. Real boss men, they do not desire a financial or an intellectual equal.
That's interesting. So, yeah, like I said, the more money you make, the less guys that fit your standard. And I guess that begs the question: are these women just better off just being single? I don't know, just having relationships or situationships here and there. Yeah, because again, there's not a whole lot of guys out there like that. Shoot, I'm not even like that just yet. But man, like I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they have to like lower their standards or just accept bus drivers, like accept peasants. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that there are like trade-offs for, I guess, success, especially for a woman. Like I said, women, they want to date up, and guys, they're more willing to date down, which we all know. So, yeah, it's a very interesting challenge that successful older women go through.
They are not attracted to it. It is a turn off. The pee-pee goes, burp, burp, burp. It does. I'm telling y'all the truth. They did not go to law school, L'Oreal, so they could end up with a peer. They went to law school, they went to medical school, they went to Harvard MBA so that they could be the dominant, so that they could run the shop.
We're all single here on this panel.
Okay. So, I think I agree and disagree with their points. One, like men do not want to date their equal. I don't think men just like if men see a woman that makes this has the same income as him, he's just gonna automatically turn her down. Like, no, I don't think that happens. I think men are, for the most part, fine dating like a woman who's on the same level as him, or even if she makes a little bit more money than him. I think they're fine with that too. Yeah, I don't think they're just automatically looking for I don't know, some waitress at a restaurant or some like cash register at freaking Walgreens. Like no, like I feel like men are more flexible than what she thinks men are. Then the second point, men, I think the part I do somewhat, yeah, I think I agree with is like men. I think she confuses like men like looking for excuse me, men looking for like a woman, I guess, quote unquote, below him. She confuses that with men looking for women who are more like agreeable, more cooperative, and I don't think that's limited to income level. Like I think like you can make a lot of money and still be like agreeable, be cooperative. I don't think now. Are you more likely to be agreeable and cooperative when you make like have a lower income? Yeah, I believe that. I believe you're more likely to just like be agreeable, go along with like someone like your husband who makes more money than you. And I feel like for a lot of like older women who like make a lot of money, I feel like it's harder for them to like be agreeable, like be like non-combative, because like let's be honest, like in order to be successful, in order to make a bunch of money, like you got to be a killer, man. Like you gotta be a dog out there. Like you can't be agreeable. I think there's plenty of studies that show that like non-agreeable people tend to make more money than agreeable people. Like it's like a war out there. In order to get that money, you gotta be vicious. But for women, in their case, bringing that into the household for their man, yeah, nah, they're not gonna like that. They just want to be at peace. We want peace. We want comfort. When we go back to our crib, back to the house, we don't want any confrontation. No debates. I don't want to debate you. I don't want no arguments. And of course, there's arguments in a relationship, but basically, I'm not trying to go to war with my woman, unless it's in the bedroom. But let's get to it.
Are you single?
I am definitely single.
I'm newly single.
Yeah.
I've been single a very long time.
Yeah.
And
Single.
and all successful.
Yeah. Single woman on the panel. Man. They're not super bad, but I feel like for the most part, single woman on the panel, again, that shit just goes straight to hell.
Yes.
Which is scary. So it is that hard, right? We're saying it's not that hard, but you have 4 successful women.
Because the success is not to our advantage
Beautiful.
romantically.
Now,
okay, let's just name some things.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't sit up on this panel and not name the fact that even in this conversation of 4 diverse women of different lived experiences, we still represent some similarities. Nobody on this panel is darker than a brown paper bag.
Okay, I'll stop that there. So I think I have to like say this too. Like, I'm not like hating on these women for like being single. Being single doesn't make you a bad person. But I think again, like it is like interesting. Like I think I have to have this question too of like, are these women even like incentivized to, I don't know, be in a relationship, to be married? Yeah, especially again, like these women, like I'm okay. I'll speak for Imani for her case. Like I know she makes like a good amount of money, like, and for her to find like another man, even though with her looks, I feel like she should. Unless like remember how I talked about like the way she grew up. I don't know. I'm willing to bet some money that she can be a little bit like hard-headed. Like no offense, but like I don't know. Besides like how like whatever her attitude is, like I don't know. She may be able to find someone, but besides that point, yeah, it's like what's the incentive for them to get married? Like I don't know. Like they might seem too old to have kids, so I don't know.